Thanks for watching this episode of Poor Man Mods. Today we're going to show you how to winterize your vehicle. We're going to show you all the things that you should look for when you're doing this.
Why do we need to winterize our vehicle?
I don't know. Why do we winterize our vehicle?
I asked you.
I'm asking you. Why do we winterize our vehicle?
Hey, ask them why we need to winterize our vehicle.
Why do we need to winterize our vehicles? I mean, they run already, right? We don't need to check anything out, right?
Screw it. Yes, go.
What are we even filming for?
Cut it.
So there's three main things that we're going to show you to check out while you're looking at your car. That's coolant, it's washer fluid, and it's tire pressure.
And some other
odds and ends things, but those are the three main things you want to look for. So Mike's got some Rain-X de-icer. This is good for sub-zero temperatures when it gets really cold. And in Pennsylvania, we reach
-10.
Yeah, so I mean, that's a good little thing to do. It will never freeze.
You don't want the stuff that's for bugs with all that crap in it, because that doesn't go to -25. It can actually freeze and ruin your pump, your reservoir, your lines, and not melt the ice.
Yeah.
And then you won't see, and then you'll wreck and die.
Wreck and die. Second is coolant, and if you're like us, we use full strength. We like to dilute our stuff ourselves.
Saves you money.
That's right. Now this protects to -84 degrees, so we know we're good there. And I think it's got a max of 265, so even if it does get hot, yeah, hopefully your engine never gets that hot. But
and right here we have a tire pressure gauge to check the tire pressure in your tires, because chances are you put air in your tires over the summer, you probably put it around between 30 and 35 pounds.
Well, it's a proven fact that you lose pressure in the wintertime.
Yeah, when it gets colder, the air condenses and you lose tire pressure, so you need to check it and put air in it, unless you have nitrogen in your tires.
Then you're good to go.
Yeah. And also, while you're putting air in your tires, make sure you check the tread, make sure you have a decent amount of tread, and also make sure you have the right kind of tires. You don't want to be, if you're daily driving your car in an area like where we live, you don't want summer tires. You want either all seasons or winter tires, or else you'll wreck and die.
I don't know what he's talking about. I run with slicks.
That's a good idea.
Now we just have a few other things we're gonna put in. We're gonna put some seafoam in for tune-up. This is just gonna go right in the gas tank once we're doing that.
Well, this car needs it because suppose you're not driving it, right? For the winter?
Oh, yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
Seafoam, I'm not trying to advertise for seafoam, but seafoam is a really good thing. They'll actually stabilize your fuel while it's sitting for long periods of time. So you can just add it to a full tank of gas and let it sit for like 3 months, and it should be okay. I mean, sometimes gas doesn't go bad, but then there's rare cases that it does. Maybe it collects a little water. So this just prevents that.
So you don't have to drain your tank and waste all your money.
Exactly.
And this,
while you're doing your coolant check,
make sure you have a thermostat. Like this car, there is no thermostat in it because he wanted to get cooler over the summer. And we're not putting this in, we're just showing you that you need a thermostat for the winter if you're going to drive it, because you want heat if you're driving it in the winter. And if you don't have this, no heat. None.
You don't need it. Not today, at least.
No.
But, so he's got a cabin air filter. Now, my car obviously doesn't have a cabin air filter, but the spec does. So Mike's going to show you how to install this. And this is just a good thing because this filters out all the allergens and stuff in the air, pollutants. It's also recommended that you replace this along with your engine air filter 30,000 miles. So it's windy out today.
It is.
But it feels good.
Yeah.
It's cool. It made my nipples hard, but it's good. Oh, nice. Oh. So, and the coolant tester.
It checks the freezing point of your coolant. So when we're adding coolant to this, it lets us know what the freezing point is, and if it's too high, if it's around 10 degrees, we know we need to add more coolant. So this is going to help us protect our engine and our freeze plugs.
So all around, there's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7-point check that you should do to your car, regardless of the time of the year. It's just a real good precaution, and it teaches you how to learn about cars too. So we're going to start with my coolant on the 240. I'm not going to put the thermostat in, obviously, because I don't want to mess with that right now. But Mike's going to do the cabin air filter in his car, and he's going to put the washer fluid in his car, and we're going to check tire pressures all the way around.
And fuel stabilizer
in this, and we're going to check the pH levels with Mike's car and see if his coolant is good.
Right on.
So let's get to it. Okay guys, so I'm going to show you how to check your tire pressure on your vehicle. So automatically I'm looking for the numbers where it says max PSI on the tire. And actually it's in this little brand of writing right here. So the max pressure that you can put in this tire, which isn't recommended, is 51 PSI. I'm actually going to put it at 40, just because I like to ride a little rough. With that said, I'm going to take off my valve stem cover and check it out real quick. And I'm sitting at 30, so I'm going to add 10 pounds. Now, make sure if you get a car and it has real low profile tires, make sure you see if there's a directional arrow, and these do have a directional arrow, so my rotation goes forward. So just make sure if you see that maybe the person before you put these on and they didn't know what they're doing, that won't help you in snow and rain shit.
Or you'll wreck and die.
You'll wreck and die. Perfect. So 40 pounds in this one. We're going to do 40 pounds all the way around in this car, and that should be it. Okay, so I just got the trap door for Freddy's cabin air filter out, and we're going to see what he's got. Oh shit!
Nice.
That is dirty.
That is
look at that stuff. Look at that stuff coming out of there. Yeah,
that's factory.
So that's what, 60,000 miles?
70,000
miles worth, and that's what we're putting back in.
Right on.
Now, usually these are, see, I'm going to point this out. See how it says airflow down? So this goes in just like that, because the airflow goes down.
How'd you know that?
Because I'm a freaking god.
Okay.
Now,
just like it said it on there or something.
You're a damn dick.
You're a damn
dick. Okay, so put the little trap door back up there. Make sure that the squirrels and bunnies can make nests in there.
And then all the good stuff in the glove box, right?
Well, I'm not putting that back.
Okay. But that's how you change the filter.
You gotta hire somebody else for that.
Alright, so this is by far the most difficult part of the whole winterization process, adding the washer fluid.
Well, so you didn't need to put it in the washer fluid reservoir?
I fucked that shit up, didn't I?
What did you do right now, Freddy? Did you just winterize your car?
Yeah, it won't freeze unless it gets below -25.
So washer fluids.
I filled up the reservoir. I got it.
Did you?
It's filled.
Well, you're damn right.
I got bad aim. Told you it was the most difficult part.
Maybe we should have used the funnel.
That is a funnel, girl. Whatever. Next step, dude.
Okay, so now we're just gonna put the seafoam in the gas tank. I'm not gonna be like Freddy and be ridiculous with that whole washer fluid incident. That was ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous.
Are you using a funnel?
I am using a funnel.
Why?
So 1 can of seafoam will treat up to 20 gallons of fuel, but this is just a good thing to put in your fuel. Like we said at the beginning, it stabilizes it. It's supposed to dilute the water so that it's an easy startup when you do start the car again. And plus, it's a fuel cleaner. So it'll clean injectors, it'll lubricate your cylinders, it'll do all kinds of neat crap. And that's it.
Alright, so we're going to test the coolant in my car to see if it's good for winter or not. And how this works, I'm pretty sure it tests the pH level, which is the acid level of the coolant. I'm pretty sure that's how they do it. And then it tells you the freezing point of it on here. So what you do, you squeeze this little ball, you suck it up, and then it tells you where the freezing point is. And right now,
you're at -12.
It's saying
-12 Celsius, -10.
It's saying 10 degrees,
Positive 10
degrees Fahrenheit. So I definitely need to I need to drain some of this out and add coolant to it, otherwise this will freeze probably in the winter. Alright, so on average, each car has about 2 gallons of coolant in the system. So I just did some really scientific calculations, pulled the drain cock, and estimated about 1/3 of a gallon drained out. So I'm just going to top off the radiator with straight coolant, and hopefully that's going to get us the right mixture.
Well, that's weird. You're using a funnel this time.
It is weird, isn't it? Look how pretty it is.
It is nice.
It almost looks appetizing. All right.
That's why animals drink it.
It actually is sweet. Alrighty, she's topped off.
Okay. So Mike topped off his. I'm just going to use the rest in mine. Now, like you said, most systems use 2 gallons. So what I'll do is, first of all, let this breathe. But I'll let this go down, and then from there, I'll add water. So that way we get a 50-50 mix. So we're good for the winter time. And for anybody who is wondering about coolant, if this is your first coolant job, you want to try and check this every 3 years, or I think it's 60,000 miles. I think it's the recommended interval that we check coolant. Not a lot of people do it. You let it go till it gets like brown and sludgy and crappy. You don't want to do that. When it gets to that point, you're looking at a heavier, costlier bill than going and getting reflushed. You're looking at like a new rad, all new lines,
Heater core.
But if you keep up on it and you know, change it and check it, then you'll be good to go. Add water now. Okay, so we just finished up with the coolant in the 240. I'll show you guys what it's supposed to look like and where this guy is supposed to read at once it's in here. So let me grab some coolant. Look at that, nice and green. Perfect. Now let's see what it's got. So holding it right side up, look what we're at. -20 degrees, between -20 and -34 degrees. That's perfect. It'll never get that cold here. And because it's fresh fluid, this is good for 3 years, 60,000 miles, but I'll drain it again in the summertime and run straight water. I just like water better.
Water cools better.
Yeah, I just like water better. But that's it. So we ran through obviously the coolant, windshield washer fluid, tire pressure, seafoam in the gas tank, cabin filter inside the car. I've talked about a thermostat, replacing that once you're doing this. It would just make sense.
Oh, we didn't show them where the thermostat would be.
Oh. Well,
for instance, on this car,
it's
you follow the hose, and the thermostat would be right there, right behind that, and you just change it.
That's it. So we'll catch you next time, Poor Man Mods. Take care, guys. See ya.